Did you know that 2023 was a year of significant cyber attacks? Indeed, the past year has proven that no sector is immune to the expanding reach of cyber threats. From a global financial network breach that sent shockwaves through the banking industry to a small-town e-voting system hack, showing us that even the foundations of democracy can be shaken by cyber criminals. Critical infrastructure was not spared either, as we saw attacks on power grids and water treatment plants that threatened public safety and economic stability. The healthcare sector also fell victim to a surge in ransomware attacks, putting lives at risk by blocking access to critical medical records. Even the sky wasn't the limit for these digital outlaws, as they disrupted satellite communications, causing widespread outages. Join us as we count down the top 5 cyber attacks of 2023 and share tips on how you can safeguard yourself from such threats. The year kicked off with a bang when a group of hackers infiltrated the global financial network SWIFT in February. An audacious act, to say the least, this group of cybercriminals managed to pull off one of the largest financial heists in history. Here's what went down. These crafty hackers targeted the SWIFT network, a worldwide system used by banks to send and receive financial transactions. With a sophisticated blend of malware and social engineering, they bypassed security protocols and started siphoning off billions. The audacity of the attack was rivaled only by its scale. Banks from all corners of the globe reported losses. The financial world was sent into a tailspin. The aftermath was chaos, with financial institutions struggling to cover the losses and rebuild trust with their clients. But how did this happen? Well, the hackers exploited weaknesses in the network's security architecture. They managed to infiltrate the system, bypassing multiple layers of protection, and then sat quietly, learning, observing until they had enough information to strike. The impact of this breach was enormous. For starters, it exposed the vulnerabilities in our global financial systems. It showed us that no matter how secure we think our systems are, there's always a chance they can be breached. In the wake of the attack, the financial industry was forced to confront a harsh reality. The systems in place to protect our money, our transactions, our economies were not as impregnable as we thought. The industry was left scrambling to patch up these vulnerabilities, implement new security measures, and restore confidence. This breach also had a ripple effect on the global economy. The stolen funds caused a significant economic disruption, affecting markets worldwide. It served as a stark reminder that cybersecurity is not just an IT issue, but a fundamental economic one. But perhaps the most significant impact of this breach was the wake-up call it served the financial industry. It highlighted the urgent need for stronger, more robust cybersecurity measures. No longer could cybersecurity be an afterthought. It needed to be front and center in every organization's strategy. This attack served as a major wake-up call for the financial industry, highlighting the need for stronger cybersecurity measures. And it underscored a message we all need to heed. In this digital age, cybersecurity isn't optional, it's a necessity. By May, the cybercrime landscape witnessed another significant attack, this time on an e-voting system in a small town in the United States. The hackers were able to infiltrate the digital voting system, gaining access to sensitive voter data and even the ability to manipulate vote counts. This wasn't a large-scale national election, but a local one, which made the attack even more alarming. It underscored the fact that no election is too small or insignificant to be targeted by cybercriminals. The attackers used a form of malware to exploit a vulnerability in the e-voting system's software. Once inside, they had the ability to change the outcomes of the election. This breach not only compromised the integrity of the election, but also exposed the personal data of thousands of voters. The implications of this attack are far-reaching and deeply concerning. It highlighted the vulnerabilities in our digital voting systems and raised questions about the security of future elections. It served as a stark reminder that in an age where we are increasingly reliant on digital systems, we must be more vigilant than ever in protecting them. In the aftermath of the attack, cybersecurity experts were called in to investigate and to bolster the security of the e-voting system. The voting system was taken offline for a period of time while the breach was addressed. The affected town had to revert to traditional paper ballots for a time, causing delays and confusion. The e-voting system hack of 2023 was a wake-up call for election officials and cybersecurity experts alike. It underscored the need for robust, secure digital voting systems and the constant vigilance required to protect them from cyber threats. The attack also highlighted the importance of educating the public about the potential risks of digital voting and the need for individuals to be vigilant in protecting their own personal information. This attack proved that no election, no matter how small, is safe from cyber threats. It's a stark reminder that cybersecurity is a shared responsibility, and we all have a role to play in keeping our elections and our democracy secure. 2023 saw a surge in ransomware attacks on hospitals and other healthcare organizations. This sentence alone is enough to send shivers down the spine of anyone who understands the implications. Imagine a scenario where doctors and nurses are unable to access critical patient data during emergencies. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? This was the grim reality that many healthcare providers had to face in 2023. Cyber criminals, cloaked in the anonymity of the digital world, launched a wave of ransomware attacks. These attacks didn't just disrupt services, they put lives at risk. So what exactly happened? Well, hackers deployed malicious software or ransomware into the computer networks of hospitals and healthcare organizations. Once infiltrated, this software would encrypt all the data within the system, making it inaccessible to anyone who didn't have the decryption key. The hackers would then demand a ransom, often in the form of untraceable cryptocurrency, for the release of this key. The impact of these attacks was far-reaching. Vital medical procedures were delayed. Doctors were forced to make life-saving decisions without access to patient histories. It was a chaotic and dangerous time. But why were healthcare organizations targeted? It's simple. They are seen as soft targets. Why? Because their primary focus is patient care, not cybersecurity. This focus, while commendable, often results in outdated security systems and practices, making them an easy target for cybercriminals. However, the surge in these attacks served as a wake-up call. Healthcare organizations began to realize the importance of robust cybersecurity measures. They started investing in advanced security systems and educating their staff about the dangers of phishing attacks and the importance of secure passwords. Despite these efforts, the risk remains. As technology evolves, so do the tactics of these cybercriminals. It's a constant game of cat and mouse. As we move forward, it's clear that cybersecurity must become a top priority in healthcare. The stakes are simply too high for it to be anything less. These attacks highlighted the urgent need for stronger cybersecurity measures in healthcare. And that's a message that cannot be overstated. Perhaps the most disruptive cyber attack of 2023 was the one that disrupted satellite communications, causing widespread outages. Imagine a world where your internet and television services suddenly cease to function. No Netflix, no online gaming, no news updates, no emails. This was the harsh reality for many in 2023 when a group of cybercriminals managed to disrupt satellite communications on a global scale. The hackers exploited vulnerabilities in the software systems of several major satellite service providers. Once they gained access, they manipulated the satellite's operating systems, causing them to go offline. This disruption had far-reaching implications, affecting millions of people and businesses worldwide. The impact was felt most acutely in remote areas that rely heavily on satellite communications. These areas suddenly found themselves cut off from the rest of the world, unable to access vital services such as weather forecasts, disaster warnings, and emergency communications. Moreover, the attack had serious economic consequences. Businesses that rely on satellite communications for their operations, such as logistics companies, airlines, and maritime transport providers, were hit hard. They were unable to track shipments, coordinate flights, or navigate ships, leading to significant losses. But what's even more alarming is the potential for such an attack to affect critical infrastructure. Many of our essential services, like electricity, water supply, and defense systems, depend on satellite communications. A disruption in these services could lead to catastrophic consequences. The satellite communications disruption of 2023 was a sobering wake-up call. It revealed stark vulnerabilities in our global communication networks and highlighted the urgent need for robust cybersecurity measures. In response to the attack, satellite service providers have been investing heavily in improving their security systems. They are working to patch vulnerabilities, implement stronger encryption, and develop advanced threat detection capabilities. But the challenge is ongoing. As technology evolves, so too do the tactics of cybercriminals. This attack served as a stark reminder that even our most critical infrastructure is vulnerable to cyber threats. We must remain vigilant, continually improving our defenses and staying one step ahead of the hackers. Because in today's interconnected world, the stakes have never been higher. While the cyber attack landscape is becoming increasingly sophisticated, there are steps you can take to protect yourself. Let's delve into some practical tips. First, using strong, unique passwords is essential. Make them complex, change them regularly, and never share them. Second, be cautious about what you click on and what you share online. Cybercriminals often use enticing links or requests for information as traps. Third, keep your security software updated. This includes your antivirus software, firewalls, and any system updates. Lastly, stay informed about the latest cybersecurity threats. Knowledge is power, and being aware of the tactics used by cybercriminals can help you stay one step ahead. Remember, cybersecurity isn't a one-time thing, it's an ongoing commitment. By following these tips and staying vigilant, you can significantly reduce your risk of falling victim to a cyber attack.